Let's talk about combos today, why you might be struggling to get off 4, 5, 6 attacks in sparring. Only 2 days left to get the early bird pricing on my upcoming sweeps and throws course and save 40%. We're gonna have something like 25 videos, 3 live calls, and a whole bunch of knowledge for you to start applying to your sparring sessions and start dominating everybody else by tossing them down to the ground. Be sure to jump on that before it disappears. Now we are talking today about combo work. And one of the things I hear time and time again from anybody who's a beginner or an intermediate in sparring is, oh, I'm struggling to throw more than 2 attacks. The reason is 2 attacks is fairly safe. You can get off some punches, some kicks, and then very quickly exit. And that's the fundamental part that most people like about these short combos. It's a quick exit. So you don't have to stay in that punch zone for a long period of time. But we want to make sure that you can actually do this, and we want to focus on a couple of the mistakes that many people make so you can start drilling into your training how to avoid these. The very first mistake that many people make is there's not enough variety in their attacks. What do I mean by that? Well, if you step forward and you just go, oh, okay, I'm gonna try and throw a front kick and then a round kick and then a round kick and then a front kick, that's a very difficult combo to do. It's also much easier for this guy to go, oh, all the attacks are coming from the lower half of his body. Or if I step in and I go 1, 2, 3, and then I end my combo, again, I'm making it easy for him. It's all to his upper body. But to really have good success in a striking sport where we have so many weapons, we want to start making it very unpredictable for this person. And we have more chance of landing and more chance of them being scared of countering if we start doing things like, okay, I come straight up the middle and then I come with an uppercut and then I go to an inside low and then to a cross and then I miss my hook and come to a spinning back fist. Something like that defensively is a nightmare. So try mixing up those attacks so you really surprise your opponent. The next very common thing that people do, which is a mistake, is they leave massive holes in their combination. So they come either way too wide, even on straight shots, lifting the elbows, trying to come straight, but making mistakes, or they'll come on their kicks really big and they'll forget about like the fundamentals of keeping the shoulders just in position and snapping through there. It's more like, oh, windmilling the arms. And all of this leads to this person being able to counter you so much easier. Because the time between techniques when we start to get sloppy, it starts getting longer and longer, which gives them more time to react. So when you can really tighten everything up, you work that variety in the techniques as we already talked about, and you really keep everything snug and you leave no holes. Now all of a sudden, it's very easy to step in there and go, okay, I'm gonna let more than 2 shots go, and I feel safe in this little shell, which I have. Now moving beyond those basics, those basic mistakes which we just talked about, many people cannot get combos going because their opponent is moving. And they go, oh, okay, I stepped forward, I wanted to throw a 3 and a 4, but they moved away. And every time I step in, they move away. Or maybe I start my attack and then they push forward and now I'm jammed. What are we missing? We're missing the ability to combine footwork and our attacks. So if I throw my double jab and this person's no longer there, that's okay, I keep that pressure on. Or if I start my double jab and I'm like, okay, now they're moving towards me, I can still throw as I'm backing up. So you need to start training, actively training forward and backwards movement during your combos. This is much harder to do on a bag because a bag generally is just stationary. And even if you do have it swinging, you'll step in and then you'll have it swing back at you. And unless you're very advanced and you can be following and then changing directions, you're gonna find that a struggle. But you can do it in your shadow boxing. And all you're looking to do, if you're confused on the footwork, is left, right, left, right, left, right, just like a little soldier, just back and forth. And sometimes, yeah, I have to speed it up, but it's always 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, just faster or slower. And then I just start letting my attacks go, and there, that's all you need. And the final piece of the puzzle, which many people struggle with, is they have not trained combo fundamentals. Basically what I mean by that is practicing combos that make sense. So if I step in and I'm always taught, okay, jab to the round kick, somebody's holding pads, cross to the round kick, cross, knee. Those are not combos. Those are individual techniques. We want to be training on the pads or the bag or shadow boxing where this boom, 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 and we string shots together. And we want ones that make sense. We want combos which are going to be effective. Something like, okay, I'm going to throw a jab and a hook and a jab down to the body. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. That's not to say it won't work, but you need to be more advanced to do those oddball things. So the fundamentals of combos are things like whichever hand I just finished with, I come off the opposite leg. Doesn't matter if it's a knee or a kick, but that is a fundamental. Another fundamental is I don't want to have to finish my whole combo as soon as I kick. Like, okay, now I'm done. So I want to be able to figure out how do I touch the floor and continue, or hit and touch them before my foot touches the ground, or do something like a front kick and then leap forward. I want to have these abilities, but I also want to know what makes sense. And just one of those fundamentals of coming right to left or left to right and then continuing on, that's going to serve you very well. So you can always just start with one punch, go to one kick, and then finish with a punch combo. Or off the other side, one punch, one knee, and then finish with the punch combo. Those are those fundamentals which you have to train to be successful in wanting to open up combos when you spar. Take those 4 pieces, add them to your training, take away the mistakes which I mentioned, and you will start to have more success. And of course, there's many more things that will help you become better in combos, but for today, those 4 will serve you very well. Thanks for joining, everybody. I will see you back here very soon.